Hello, and welcome to the Creative Mindset Podcast. This show is about life, creativity, and business. Every episode is about one of these three. My name is Isolde Trachtenberg, and I want to help you live in your creative mindset where anything is possible and you can achieve great things. Today's creative life so far has included meditation, yoga, and taking care of my critters. I wanted to tell you that I keep this mini podcast unedited. It's just raw and real. It's what I think to say in the moment. If you want a more long-form show, considering checking out my other podcast, The Isolde T Show. You can find it on iTunes. There's some cool stuff going on there as well. In fact, I am every Friday evening reading a book I'm writing on how to succeed even if you had a crappy childhood. In the meantime, let's go to today's words, and they are, is it writer's block or is it incubation? I believe one of the worst things that we can do for our creative process is to label our downtime or our, fallow time with a negative connotation. Sometimes we need time to think, to ruminate, to build, to create the worlds and universes and paintings and songs and books and speeches. And if that means we spend a little bit of time not creating, that has to be okay. There are times you need to have a little time to figure out what you want to say, and then you can get down to the business of saying it. So what some, for example, writers call writer's block, I call incubation. For me, I had to realize once and for all, and this after writing 4 books, that the way I write best is voice to text, which makes sense now that I think about it because I communicate best with my voice. It took me until really recently to figure that out and make use of it. So when you feel blocked, figure out what might break the block. Do you need to approach your creation differently like I did? Do you need to start over? Do you need to bang your head against the wall a few times? Whatever it is, do it, and then approach your creative process with fresh eyes. By the way, I'm not saying it's cool to blow off your creative endeavor. Instead, I'm saying that perhaps it's okay to spend time away from it without beating yourself up. If you want to tell your story with fresh words, you need to stay on the lookout for the new ones, right? You need to open yourself up to what the universe is trying to show you. So do you need to, there goes my cat jumping. Do you need to look at amazing autumn colors, the crystal glint of a snowdrift? I don't know, the sound of the surf, a purring cat? Whatever it is, spend a little time there and see what you soak up to bring back to your creative work. Whatever you do, don't judge yourself. Remove judgment. Because unless you're kicking puppies, however you're spending your time away from your creative endeavor, it's likely good for you in some way. As long as you maintain an awareness, not guilt. Oh, hold on, not guilt now, but awareness that you will get back to your work. Take the break and like Julia Cameron said in The Artist's Way, fill the well with new stimuli. And then get back to work. I've got to say that once you do, I believe your creativity will flow better and fresher and just be more fun. I remember one time I was sitting at the end of 2 all-nighters, working on my 3rd all-nighter in college, and I was writing a paper on domestic Israeli politics for a political science class. And I had put everything off until the very last minute and sat there facing a blank page and had nothing to say. I was so exhausted that nothing was coming out. There was no way I was going to be able to articulate, Jack and Jill ran down the hill or whatever. So I ended up having to say, okay, write what you want to say. And I literally said that to myself. And then I put down the words, write what you want to say. Now, this is a long time ago, and I was on a little tiny Macintosh, and I'm sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to type, and that's what I had to start with. I had to start with, write what you want to say. And I had nothing else after that, and then I wrote the words blah, 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 frickin' blah for a while. Why is that important? It got me started. So when I was in that space where I had nothing, just starting, even if it means nothing otherwise, just starting something will help. I don't know if you ever saw Fantasia 2000, but one of my favorite pieces in that was the Rhapsody in Blue. They said it starts with a single line, and from that one line, the entire world of the piece was born. All right, y'all, I am sending you all of my love. Until next time. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and please tell your friends about the community we're building here. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright Isolde Trachtenberg 2019. Today's music was from Kevin MacLeod, Laser Groove, and Ave Marimba, brought to you by Creative Commons License 3.0. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, I send you all of my love.